Now let me tell you about Billie's Hostel. Billie's Hostel, aka an oven. It emanates warmth in a way that you can't imagine. And in the austere climate that Fairbanks has, this is very welcoming. And when you open the door to a hostel, ooh, it's like being hit by a furnace. You're hit with this bright, glowing smiles from all the guests. Come in, they say. Make yourself at home. And Billie herself resets the parameters of kindness. She was doing this hosteling business ever since the 1970s, when the pipeline was built. And so with her experience and her fairy godmother-like character, whoever arrives at this hostel heaven has a fantastic time. Now, over my 2 months in Fairbanks, I met with so many people from all stretches of the world, it did actually feel like I globetrotted. Of course, like myself, there were a few long-stay guests. One that will be super glued to the core of my memory will be a young guy called Joe Cannon. But Joe himself is a motivational message. He's not a professional footballer or a pop star. He's just an average human being like you and me. But he's passionate about the planet. He cherishes every second of every day. He's brushed with death after a motorcycling accident and knows that our time here on Earth is borrowed. And in days of mass media, surely that's more honourable than being able to get a ball in for a net. Or remember a few song lyrics. Joe has got the money to rent a nice warm bed in Billie's, but he chooses not to. He chooses to take a plunge out of the home comforts and sleeps outside. That's it, sleeps outside in Alaska. If I'd done this speech outside, none of you would have turned up. But this guy chooses to sleep outside every night in temperatures much lower than this, much lower than freezing. I laughed when he said he was going to build himself a teepee, but the next day he was outside cutting logs and sanding poles and fitting them together in the best sequence. There he is, doing his teepee. I gazed at his determination as he dismantled and reassembled the poles until they were just the way that he wanted them. And I marvelled as he began to put the canvas around the poles and fit layers of bear skin and lynx skin all across the floor. And I watched as he took his first night's sleep in this little teepee. Now, on my last week in Fairbanks, it plummeted to minus 30 degrees Celsius. He was still there in his teepee. And right now it's minus 50 degrees Celsius, and he's still in his teepee. Someone probably better go and check that he's still alive.
I was going to say he's still alive.
But that's who Joe is, basically. To be honest, he's not the first, and he won't be the last.